Welcome to the garden. Today I'm out for a walk, but first I just want to look at the flower garden. Look at these blackberry lilies in the front and all the echinacea. There's actually a monarch right over here right now. And just looking around, it's the only color for a long ways. This is probably the next best. And a lot of this is actually just wild. These sunflowers are almost certainly brought here from birds. Same thing with these echinacea. And then here we have Queen Anne's lace. And wow, look at the color on that one. That's really weird. Normally, they're just a white flower with one little red dot in the middle. The story goes Queen Anne pricked her finger and dropped one little droplet of blood onto the flowers. But look at that one. The whole thing is red. That's really interesting. But you can see that yellow, which is I think tansy. And then some of these are actually planted. I believe these purple ones here are planted. The daisies might be wild. Those red flowers are surely planted. Those are decorative. But look at this tall one here. That's another swamp milkweed, just like in our garden. So even though most of this is wild, it does rival our flower patch, which is incredible. There are loads of leopard frogs out today. They seem to like the sun. Gosh, can you see them all jumping? It's crazy. Every step I take, there's a couple. There he is. Look at those beautiful spots. There are monarch butterflies out here too, but those are even trickier to film. They can fly off in a second. So I just stumbled across these monarchs mating, and one of them was flying around and literally carrying the other one underneath it. They're latched on so intimately that one of them doesn't even do any flying. It's just so focused on mating. It's probably tricky to see them. They're right there in the center. And this is probably as close as I'm gonna get, so I'm kind of zoomed in here. Looks like there's a couple monarchs on that swamp milkweed right up there. It's tricky to see because it's so small. And we're gonna have to bushwhack here through some thicket. And if we can just sneak right over here, might actually be able to film some monarchs today. And here we are. So this is actually the same variety of milkweed that I have in my garden. But it's time to move on. So let's go through the thicket again. It actually looks like it's not a great year for the milkweed. Last year there were a lot more flowers and a lot more butterflies because of that. So I don't know what's going on. Might have been the weird weather. We had a really weird spring. We had lots of thaws and refreezes over winter, which is really harsh on plants. And then we had really late snowfalls, feet of snow in April, which is just crazy. It's actually kind of interesting that we see a lot of monarchs out here, but not a lot of the yellow ones. I think they're swallowtail butterflies. Those usually stick to the flower garden. So really the garden is quite impressive. It's comparable to even the best locations in the wild. Yeah, there's so few milkweed flowers that this monarch is going from clover to clover. They like the red clover. And the raspberries are setting fruit. Look at that. These are my favorite, black raspberries. They just taste like candy. They're so fruity. Red raspberries can be a little bit fuzzy, so the texture is a bit off to me. But these are very smooth. The flavor is also really, really nice. Red raspberries can kind of taste like a tomato to me, but these are just so fruity, it's like eating candy. These are so beautiful, and they just grow wild. So now I'm gonna head back to the flower garden, and we'll just compare and see how vivid the colors are, how numerous the butterflies are, and just all the activity. It's really surprising. This is a really cool spot up here. There's a nice little clearing on top of this little knoll, and then on the right is a whole bunch of sumac. And I like to cut right through here. So let's go check it out. It's a tight squeeze. Almost there. That was the hard part. Now I do see a lot of brown-eyed Susan, or black-eyed Susan. It's actually really pretty in autumn. These pale plants really start to take over later in the summer and into autumn. And then we get late blooming bee balm, which are these purple flowers here. You can see bird's foot trefoil down in the bottom. Lots of rudbeckia. Got a nice little dragonfly here on last year's flowers. There's another one of those humpback moths or whatever there. Oh wow, look at this. It caught something and it's eating it right on my thumb. Oh, it looks like a little fly. Wow, look at that. He's munching away. You can even see his shadow on my thumb there. That's cool. Alright, buddy. Let me put you back over here, huh? Come on now. Oh, don't be like that. Come on. He likes me. He likes me. Alright, just for a minute, okay? Let's just have some fun with him. Wow, he is just really latched on. He doesn't care what I do. Oh my gosh. Alright, come on, dude. Thank you. What a beautiful little friend. So you really never know what you're going to find out here. I think that was worth the trip. And then on the other side of the trail, there's a whole nother field down here. And I see wild turkeys down there all the time. There's actually a stand of blackberries back here that was just unbelievable a month ago. Burst into flower. It was really spectacular. And when you brush up against one of those blackberries, the thorns really get you. Look at this. They got me. Oof. They are so thorny. Even the leaves are covered in thorns underneath. So they really grip onto your clothes too. My goodness, was it beautiful last time. This whole area was packed with flowers. Yeah, it is a little bit early. I see some fruit, but they're white. Here they are. So you can see they are kind of white still. But they are starting to turn pink. So they got to turn red and then black. Then we'll come back. Ooh. Look at this guy. Holy cow, he's huge. That was a big fly. Found one of the black ones here. They actually look blue. I saw a dead one the other day and we got some really good close-ups. Because these are very tricky to film. And I think there are several species that all look very similar. This one has kind of a light blue tail, black, kind of bluish wings. Let's see if it'll let us get a little closer. I can actually see his tongue coiled up under his head there. Oh, mosquitoes. Dang mosquitoes. There is actually a yellow butterfly right over here. It's a yellow and black. And just like the black and blue ones, there are several varieties that all look fairly similar. Wow, you know, there's a monarch over here. And a black butterfly too. Gosh, they're just taunting me. They're just flying all around me. Alright, well, I think we got some cool footage. And it was nice to see that yellow and black one. So we're back in the flower garden. And just look at the difference. They are packed in shoulder to shoulder. There's literally no more space for flowers. So I do apologize for anyone really looking forward to that 100,000 flowers episode. I think most of them are going to be our perennials, but that suits me just fine. So I hope you all enjoyed this look at a comparison between the flower garden and a few wild meadows. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.